What's up, everybody? My name is DMAX78, aka Brand. This is episode 122 of the Anime Dojo. I'm alongside Chris and Deon. Gentlemen, how you doing?
Doing
Doing all right,
good.
buddy.
Doing well, can't complain. We have a good amount of things to talk about. And not when I say a good amount of things, it's one big topic with a lot of smaller things to talk about. We're going to touch on Netflix. They have now legitimately, I think, outdid themselves. And we'll explain why. We're also going to do the last chart for the summer season from the Anime Corner, which is week 12, and Reddit for week 12 as well. We will talk about the fall season when we get the full listings of everything. Some stuff come out this week, some stuff come out this past week. I think once we fully get into October, as of next week, I think the full listing will be out. Then we'll have an idea of what is showing where. But now we are going to finish Lord of Mysteries. We're going to do episode 8 and 9. We'll have 9 and 10. And then 11, 12. So we'll have something to do until that full listing comes out. We probably only will do one show for the fall anyway. But let's start off with this. So Netflix has kind of gave themselves a dilemma. Let me run you the timeline of events right now. And I'm going to give you not the full timeline, just things they have in the pipeline. They have My Just Darling live action. They have Sakamoto's live action. That just came. That was the Dress of Darling one's a long time ago. Sakamoto's current. They're doing. I think there's a Demon Slayer live action out there, but that's not. I don't think they're doing it personally. I think there's a Japanese company doing it, but they might simulcast it. Don't know. Or actually, they are simulcast. We'll get in that one because that one's interesting. They're also doing One Piece. They're also doing My Hero. I think My Hero Academia is on the block pretty soon. There's a bunch of stuff on the Netflix banner. Here's the thing. This past week, Netflix came out in a statement, I think to Crunchyroll, to a couple other places, saying they're going to push their Demon Slayer stuff forward. Reason why? Because Demon Slayer, the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie was doing so well. I'm gonna ask this a gentleman first, then I'll give my opinion. I'll start off with Deon for this. Deon is
Don't start off with me.
it is. I want to. I need to. This is gonna be interesting. Is Netflix overstepping and trying to make all this content in hopes that they become the number 2 distributor, but also one of the main platforms for anime?
That's why he asked you first.
Okay. Let me ask you
Start
this
something.
question.
Okay.
Right. It's gonna be a war. Um, Let me ask you this question though, B, before I actually give my answer.
Fair enough.
In this new world for Netflix, because this is still fairly new for them.
Okay.
Netflix has been around for a long time. But this area is still pretty new for them. When are they not overstepping?
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me play. Let me play devil's avocado here.
Hmm.
Normally, I would agree with you, but in this case, here's the thing: when they first started doing live action stuff and doing their own
Hmm.
properties, like they've done
Which is already
Stranger
overstepping.
Things,
But
they've done other smaller projects too. I think, and they've done things when they first started out doing their live stuff. It was small things like Stranger Things was doing well. They had some other shows doing well. There was some bad in there. Bleach was bad. There was some other not great things. But at the same time, they slowly built into it. We knew it was gonna be coming. But now you just threw the carriage you pushed the carriage away from the horses and just let things just kind of flood through. Like you're flooding the market with so much anime stuff. You're doing 6 different things in the next couple years. And to be honest, One Piece did well. My Just Darling's gonna be okay because it's a decent, pretty decent show. I think that's gonna be fine. You're doing Sakamoto days. We'll talk. There's the picture I put in our group chat. If you saw the picture of the guy who's gonna play Sakamoto, looks pretty good. I get it.
Does it?
Like
Because that's not the Sakamoto I wanted to see.
correct, but I guess they're not gonna. They're showing you this. They're showing you.
But
Exactly,
see,
because he's going to look
I'm already
trash
calling
for
false
90% of the.
advertisement on that.
Huh?
I'm already calling false advertisement.
Yeah.
in what sense?
Like, what? He's going to be looking trash 90% of the show. Because they're going to put him in some type of CGI or fat suit or something that's going to look
Yeah.
garbage.
So, and I answered your question. So I'm gonna say this with all respect. I don't disagree with you partially. If it was for the fact that if it was Netflix been around since 2013, 2012. I'll give you rough. That's rough for me. A little rough. They didn't start doing things till like 2019, 2020. And they really got kind of like, oh, they're really trying to step the market. Now they're overstepping the market. And it's like by 2023, we've heard so many products that come from them. It's like, where are you getting this
They
money and where are you getting
overstepped.
this cash?
They have overstepped on the market the day they took on one of the big three and botched it so bad that they couldn't come up with another one for a whole year.
And that's Bleach, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That's a fair one.
They were shooting out these left and right. Bleach gets fumbled. Yeah. They were taking slim to no names, except for Death Note, which had some accredited ties to it, but it was still blah. It, this is my problem with Netflix, right? Netflix has this way of feeling bigger than what they really are. I'm sorry, you will never be the video version of Blockbuster. Sorry, it'll never happen.
Oh, not even
You
close.
you
Not
will
even close.
never have the goaded sensation of being the only household product. It will never happen. It could have happened. It was going to happen, and then you ruined it. When you stop
Got
doing
a point.
sharing, go ahead, sit.
No,
When
I
you
think he said
stop
he
sharing,
got a point. What Chris was saying.
oh,
But continue.
when you stop sharing profiles, when you raise your prices higher than any other streaming platform at the time, when you quote unquote persecuted paying customers, when you shut down servers, when you eliminated um the process to smaller companies to add onto your platform. By that I mean they had movies, TV shows, all of those things that were from failed platforms or failed studios that they would bring
Yeah.
on and
Right.
produce and create. And then they started to redo those and start calling them Netflix originals. So not only are you taking their content, you're rebranding it, and then you proceed to say, we're for the community. We allow our men to go on maternity leave just like our women. We have some best places for you to work. It thinking people care about that. We we live in a day and age where the biggest brightest thing people will give value to, not necessarily quality. So they are taking advantage of that and trying to be big and bright by losing their quality. And that's what I hate about Netflix the most. As long as it's big and bright, One Piece, it doesn't have to be quality, Avatar. As long as it's big and bright, Marvel, it doesn't have to be quality. Yet they they want you to pay for it, and they want you to continue to pay for it higher than anybody else ever has done. Disney did not raise their prices on their content until they took in three other platforms. Crunchyroll did not raise their price until they took in an entire platform that was bigger than it at one point in time. Hulu has not stopped sharing until they were taken in by a bigger platform, and they still have platforms that they took in: HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, Stars. Yet Netflix still is out here like, bro, just get us and pay more for everything. And their content is trash. It's not even Netflix. Netflix originals aren't original. I'm gonna go on record and say that Netflix originals are not original. You don't have to watch them on Netflix. You just have to know where to look. The content that they do have that they're advertising is so good. Come watch it on Netflix. You can go watch it somewhere else.
You know, though, I have to interject here only
Okay,
because somebody did a study that shows that the anime that's coming out on Crunchyroll is actually of a higher quality that's coming out than it is on Netflix.
of course, of course.
And and it's funny, and I that's why I started off with Deon, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the thing: everything you just said is the reason why I'm kind of like, what is going on? And I'm sorry, Chris. I know you interjected a couple times, and you were probably like we were. I mean, you were just sitting here like, what is he saying? But yet we both agreed. It, it feels like now Netflix is trying to find. I'm gonna say there's two analogies I'm gonna use here. So neither one might may not make a lot of sense if you don't understand the context. The golden ticket or a golden parachute, and both ain't coming anytime soon.
They want both, as greedy as they are, and the golden compass. They want it all.
They want it all. Chris, I'm gonna ask this question, and I'm gonna assume probably similar things, but do you kind of agree where Dion took it, and do you think it's
Okay,
just a bunch of? Go ahead. Go
okay,
ahead.
so let me break it down to it like this. And then this is the same way I've breaking it down each and every single time. Each of these shows are nothing but somebody's investment. Okay, like somebody is putting the money, the interest enough, and they're saying, hey, these numbers say that if we put this much money to it and do this, we can get this out of it. But if they fail to work with the studios and everything, then you're going to get all the same failures that they experienced when they put out Bleach and Yu Yu Hakusho and all of them. See, I don't. I feel like they let the little success they had of One Piece and Avatar: The Last Airbender went way into their heads. Like, cause I mean, and then as just like Dion would say, he would give the most backlash to both of those, and he's really only a major fan of one of them. So when you put it that way, it's like y'all's success record still isn't matching up to the failure success rate that y'all have had.
But
You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
I
like
get it.
just because you're putting all these things out brings no comfort whatsoever into what's going on in the shows themselves. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Then my question is then, and it's something I've got, and I agree with both of y'all, gentlemen. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, I've said this hundreds of times. I'll say it hundreds more. I give both of these men credit because they've seen a lot more than me. But I'm
Mhm,
still in that same vein.
mhm.
I've seen a lot myself, and it's gonna be an analogy I'm gonna use, and I don't think it's funny. I think it's funny. So you're telling me you're gonna throw something to the wall and hope it sticks? But also, that's like Activision saying, "Here, we're gonna give you Black Ops 6." Everybody loved it at first. They fell off the map. You know why? One big thing, and one big thing everybody didn't want. All the collab skins you made, everything you've done up to this point, and what the broke the camel's back. And most people will tell you this now when they added Beavis and Butthead to the collab skins. Everybody was like, "Wait, what? Why?" You could kind of get away with the fact they added Ninja Turtles. You kind of get away with the fact they've added animal human hybrids. There's other things they've added. Fine. But when they added Beavis and Butthead and American Dad, everybody was like, okay, that's kind of weird. Yeah, I'm done. And now, the thing that boggles my mind the most, you're Netflix, and you're looking at the fact that Demon Slayer is doing well, barring the fact it was going to do well anyway. It's made over $600 million. It's probably going to make about $1 billion by the time it's all said and done. No offense. And then you're going to be like, wait, oh, we need a fact trash Demon Slayer on the success of the actual Demon Slayer movies?
And I think that's where they're gonna fuck up at. Excuse my language.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're probably not wrong. Like,
You know what?
that tells me.
Sorry, sorry. Go ahead. No, go
No,
ahead,
no,
because
no,
I was
you're
about
good.
to
But I'm gonna
miss them
finish this
all.
report real quick. Like, that tells me you don't have the foresight to go. They're making the Demon Slayer movie for the Infinity Castle arc. We're starting to produce a live action for Demon Slayer. We should have probably had this started a long time ago so we could have it out during the times when the movie's going to be in production. So then we can have live action for some people to watch. But no, you're going to wait after the fact, seeing the movie's done so well, and now you're trying to rush job something. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. Deon, go ahead.
So they're used to that. They're used to doing trash. Whoever is over there picking things at Netflix, who's ever over. Can we look that up really quick? Who decides which shows to keep on Netflix?
You're probably not going to get an actual answer to that question. To be honest with you, that's probably something that's so.
I'm pretty sure it's pretty like a cluster of board members or something like that.
Well, every
Correct.
last
It's
one of them needs to be punched in the throat and kicked in the ball sack.
Rightfully said, huh?
They
yeah.
have to be like 97 years old with one eye and half a tongue. They Netflix is a wash cycle of shows. It will push the algorithm of trash TVs to the homepage, reality TV shows. I I literally went through the Netflix thing of what do you want to watch? How do you want to watch? Or what type of shows do you like when you first create a profile? And the only thing I clicked was anime. Why is Real Housewives and uh the freaking boat love show and all of this stuff showing what you may like? No, it's not what I would like. Why are you canceling good shows and then bringing back trash? I'm sorry, Sandman is trash. It's trash. But you cancel the good shows? Come on, bro. Netflix is garbage piled on garbage that's piled on garbage, trying to hide a bad smell. It's horrible. And yet people keep flocking to it because of its originality and its original content and its big name and big show. Bro, Netflix hasn't been good since 2013.
Dun,
Netflix
dun,
hasn't been
dun.
good since they stopped sending you movies that you can watch at home and be able to send them back. Netflix hasn't been good since Shutterfly was a thing.
Wow. Oh wow. That's a
Wow.
reference.
Netflix is still worse than GameFly, and that's not even a thing anymore. Netflix is the red box of streaming. It's just there.
Wait, whoa. Hold on. To clarify something, ladies and gentlemen, repeat that line one more time for me.
Netflix is the red box of streaming.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Wow. That is. Uh,
You're
oh
They just
man.
happen
limited.
to have their own studios. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
limited
Yeah.
to a certain set of things. If it's not there, you won't get it. Even if you liked it, even if you want to rewatch it, if they take it off, it's just gone. Now they're taking things off more repeatedly. They're losing people's license to air their shows. And these are people who have no studio. They just suck so bad that they can't even hold on to the licensing of a show that has no production value.
You know the
I'm
funny
sorry.
part
I
is
did not mean to go on a
no,
tangent, and I probably could
no, no,
still
no,
go on
no,
even
no, no,
more of a
no,
tangent, but
no. You're good. You're good. I actually appreciate that you did that. Here's why. You didn't bring up one other key point that I think has slowly masked and just kind of messed up with Netflix a little bit. And you said it when I said you to repeat the thing you said twice, the second time. Gentlemen, you have to remember one thing that Netflix had the opportunity had a lot in when they first started. They had everybody on their platform, Marvel stuff. They had a lot of other movies. They've had everything on their platform. What happened by the time we got to 2018, 2019?
wow. What the did I just read? Oh, sorry. I did not know my mic was on.
No, you're good. Um,
No, but you ought to
I
tell us what you're reading now that it says it warrants such an expression.
Bro, why the heck? I'm sorry, B. I'm about to
no, go
really
ahead,
bleep
go.
this episode. Why the hell did I just read that? Let me just read it. While data plays a significant role, Netflix's executives also rely on informed intuition and gut feeling to make renewal and cancellation decisions. So, not statistics, not data, not viewing numbers, not likes, not streaming numbers. Informed intuition and gut feeling.
Those are not even synonyms for the same words. They're
Not even close.
actually
Not even
opposites.
close. Like Deon's having a field day over there. Oh man. Uh,
Bro,
See
what?
that's what makes me feel like every conspiracy theory and every political lie that's come out just is proven right then and there.
but see, that goes back to my point I was about to make. Think about this: 2018, 2017, 2019. What happened? Every other brand, Disney, Hulu, Paramount, Fox, I can go down a list of people, went to do their own streaming service. What happened to that? Netflix lost a lot of things that were on their platform prior. So what they have to do, they have to try to figure out a way to recoup those losses. And how they do that, like Dion mentioned, Netflix originals, stuff that was not really that strong, things that didn't really have any bearings behind them, or they had to relicense older things that they still had in their catalog. I I feel like if Netflix is gonna be your number to in anime, I'm saying that with giant quotation marks, they have to find a way not to act like they're just gonna make stuff without fan feedback. Because that
but
quote you just read makes no sense then, because that means they don't listen to their fan base.
but Brandon, I have to say this just because you said that statement. I hope you forgive me for saying it. But isn't that just like the anime corner list?
Mm.
Fair, I agree with that. I
Boop,
actually,
boop, boop, boop,
absolutely,
boop.
absolutely agree with that. And that's kind of this funny part. I think that's kind of, and it's funny. I'm gonna roll this in here, and as we get to the end of this topic, but I'm gonna roll this in here because I think a Crunchyroll exec said this. I saw it today or yesterday. Said that anime is not niche anymore; it's mainstream. I'm kind of like, yes and no. Yes, in certain situations, no in other. It can be mainstream if you do it right. It can't be mainstream if it doesn't make sense. There's a few exceptions. K-pop Demon Hunter probably took the world by storm for at least almost a month and a half, 2 months. Why? Because they built it well. It's kind of catchy. It works for what it's supposed to do. They're gonna make more of it. Cool. We know that. That's also on Netflix umbrella. So bar that aside, like it's to me, it feels like now don't know what the anime watcher really wants. But the actual anime watcher don't know what they want because, like Chris mentioned, the charts half the time are dramas and some action, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Normally, it
See, that's
depends
the
on what
Normally.
thing,
the
though.
show is.
I don't think it matters what type of show it is, as long as it's a decent show. Like, we're not getting super, super trash on these lists. We just don't like the way they turn out. It's not like we seen scooped up by S Rank Adventure on the list. You know?
True, fair enough. I,
But you know what though? Oddly, if Netflix wanted to do, they need to do those B-rated animes, the ones that they could actually try to improve, that nobody would care too much about the storyline.
They won't do it.
they won't do it
They
because
won't
of
do it because they
one
would
big
have to give
thing.
too much credit to the studio, and then that
Hmm.
studio will stop their license because Netflix isn't giving them credit, and then they will take their show off the air, and then everybody will be looking at Netflix like Netflix is crazy because they canceled another show. When in reality, they didn't just want to pay the studio and the production team for making or getting the license for the show in the first place. So, I mean, again,
that
punched in the throat,
well,
kicked in the balls.
like that's funny. That's funny you say that because the other thing that mentions one, I agree with all that from both of y'all, but two, the big thing is that I think they don't make the money off of this they will probably make from a B-rated show. Oddly enough, I agree though. I agree with Chris. If you made a B-rated show that's actually decent, and I'll give you two off the top of my head, and just kind of off the cuff. Shield Heroes one. If you made Rise of Shield Hero as like a live action and actually did it decently, cool. I'm down. The other one, and it's one we've all watched or we've all kind of seen. There's two. I'll give you two more actually. Cleavertis as a live action, and then but okay, Chris, hear me out.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Hear
see
me
where
out.
you're going with this, B.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Because Cleavertis matches enough of like a Game of Thrones. Cleaverage is like your Game of Thrones. I could see Netflix doing a version of that that's actually kind of interesting. It's not gonna look as good as what HBO can do. That's beside the point. But they can at least do something with it. The other one, and the one I
Bro, they
think is
couldn't do anything with Full Metal Alchemist
that's
and
also
Yu
fair.
Yu Hakusho.
That's also fair. That's also fair.
They couldn't do, bro. The audacity that they had. I'm sorry, I'm gonna bring this up until the day that I die. The audacity that they had for Bleach, bro. what they did for Bleach is so demeaning as I I take it offensive.
Oh,
And then you
I
release One Piece
yeah.
and put everything you have behind it, and it's still trash.
Eh, and so I don't know if I made Chris, and I'm going to use this term less respectfully. I don't know if I made Chris crash out or the fact he just was appalled what I just said. What I just said. Uh,
I
uh,
don't know, bro, because you know how like the internet has to censor me sometimes, because you know I'll go on a rant.
uh, but I agree with you, Deon, I do, and it's funny. The other one I was going to bring up, and it's fun. It's one that me and Chris have both watched. Hotel and Human. If you made a live action version of that,
Now
you know,
that's more doable. That
that
show
is
is more
doable.
doable.
That's doable, and that's probably a B-rated show. That's the one I'm more likely. Okay,
It
if you made a
would
Hotel and
be
Human,
so horribly done.
but at least, if it was horribly done and it looked decent enough, and people would go kind of go, okay, I'll give you a pass.
I would rather
I
see
will give
Hotel Apocalypse.
you,
But see,
yeah.
and
Barely
they
any
you have a
cast,
better
One
chance of
Piece.
doing Hotel Apocalypse. Why? Or they you even have better doing in Inhumans. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
If they because
Yeah, they
Inhumans has
better.
already kind of been done, they already have a framework to go by. You know,
Right.
so like it's a loosely told story anyway. So you could really lean into something like that.
I I will say, I this conversation is going to go on for the dawn of time. But I think what we're getting at here, and people listening, you're probably wondering how we reason we're talking about this again. It's just the fact that I think it's just like for Netflix, they just want to keep themselves in the public eye, in the
It
news.
was the same can be said for Disney, Disney Plus.
And they got to be doing
Fair.
something, right? We're sitting here talking about them.
I mean,
And I'm
this
gonna
is
bring
where
up.
me and Dion disagree, Brandon. See, I am okay with the live action One Piece. I actually
I don't think
enjoy
it's.
watching it.
I don't think it's
I
bad.
also like the Avatar, The Last Airbender live action.
Which is,
I like it.
I don't think. Which I also don't think it's bad.
Right, and the other one that I kind of at least respect is Zom 100.
Yeah. I haven't seen that one, but I know people actually did enjoy it. Yeah.
Like like to me, it was almost 100% just like the anime, and I
Now,
appreciate it. Like, okay,
Now, Zom is actually another B-rated show that they actually did pretty well. Like
hmm
that's the, that's also a B-rated show that's actually done pretty well. The thing is, and I'm gonna say this with all respect to what they're trying to do, you do not give Netflix a lot of air and stuff. One Piece you hit on. Demon Slayer, I'm kind of worried. Sakamoto Days, I'm kind of super worried after showing the picture of the dude who's gonna play
I mean,
Sakamoto. Like
after
there's
seeing the video, yeah, the picture is like,
there's
It's
there's some
going to
things
be
you
just
don't.
as good as One Piece,
Who
if
what?
not better, because they can learn from their mistakes with One Piece.
that.
Right.
Yeah,
Fair.
I agree with
Fair.
that.
But
I don't know.
from
But
me,
else,
I'm still expecting trash.
yeah. Yeah.
Too but cinema.
I'll put it to you this way, ladies and gentlemen. I think now we've kind of learned live action is here to stay. It's the era of live action, and there's nothing that really can be done about it. Ultimately, it's going to be one of those things where you speak with your viewership because outside of that, companies are still going to make them, and I think
Yeah,
that's
but
going to be
right,
a thing for.
that goes back to what I'm saying. They're investments.
I blame Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, no, you're right. There are investments, but I also think too, and I think the one thing Demon Slayer has done really well with a lot of their movie stuff and a lot of the stuff they've been doing, they use their source material very well. Even One Piece will use the source material. Uh, even Airbender used the source material. They might move where things are in the source material, which is kind of good and bad, but it's used. I think to be clear, we're not saying Netflix should stop trying to do this, but do it with a
Do it better.
care and respect to the show. Yes, do it better. Like
Or at
it's not
least, or
terrible.
at least if you don't care about the show, at least have respect for the fans, like the fans that the real fans.
Dignity
Or like you
thing.
said, and you said B tier. I would rather you get something that nobody is barely even get a show that has one season that no one watches or is extremely old and make it your own. Buy the licensing, make it your own, and let's see what you can do with a foundation that you can sprout off of instead of trying to wreak havoc on the things that everybody loves to death and making them trash and making people hate you for it.
But it's also funny. The problem is with that. I agree with you. Totally tell you sounds good in practice. Sounds perfect in practice. The problem is that don't bring in the money. They don't bring in the
Why
Benjamin.
it
They don't
won't?
bring in the eyeballs. They don't bring in and I'm
Why
playing
it
devil's
won't?
advocate.
Netflix doesn't make their money based off of what shows they have on there. Netflix makes base their money on how many subscribers they have. So if you throw a show on there mixed into what all the other stuff that you have, all the name brand comedy specials, all the name movies that's dropping, all of that stuff, you mix in a good. They're not making their money off of live actions right now. They're not making their money off of anime. So if you mix it in with all the stuff you're actually making your money off of and it's good, then people will start paying you more attention for this content versus, oh, bro, they sucked with everything but One Piece.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
And those aren't my words. That's coming from Reddit.
Oh yeah, I know the Reddit community. That community is probably yeah. Agreed. I agree with that. To end this off, hopefully this is the last time we really talk about Netflix. But it's one of those days where I was kind of like, I just saw that headline. And I was thinking to myself, did you technically just did you fumble the ball already, knowing the fact what was coming out with Demon Slayer, and you just didn't think ahead? Because like that just kind of boggled my mind so much. And now you're trying to catch up, but also you're trying to keep the hype going. And they're saying, and I'll say this right now: good publicity, good or bad publicity is still publicity. So ultimately, to get something out of it, we're still talking about like Deon said. I just hope you kind of think through things. And here's something here's something I will say. If we ever see a time where we're going to have all this stuff trying to get out on these platforms and things, make sure you take the time to actually do it right. I have to give credit. Gaming has finally done that within the last 10 years, the last 5, 6 years. They finally figured out take their time. Don't rush something out. TV and streaming should do the same thing. Take your time, don't rush it out, and do it right. And that's the big thing about this. I think having all this stuff in multiple places for Netflix has kind of felt them like, well, we got one thing done, then we need to go back to this, and they can't do it all at once. They have to figure out which one works. Going from that to the last charts for this summer to the summer season. This is the top 10 for week 12, September 26th, or September 19th to September 26th. This chart's gonna be kind of interesting. There's a couple things off this chart because things have ended early, other things have stayed around. So the Summer Hebrew died. That's their last episode. Went up 3 spots to 1. Toilet Bound went up 1 spot to 2. The Fragrant Flower blooms delicately with dignity. Went up 2 spots to 3. Danadan went down 2 spots to 4. Ren Does Not Dream of Santa Claus went up 4 spots to 5. Call the Night stayed in the chart at 6. Dr. Stone went up 3 spots to 7. Stucco Motor Days stayed in the chart at 8. My Dress Up Darling dropped 2 spots to 9. And Grand Blue Season 2 dropped or went up 5 spots to 10. Chris, what do you think about these charts?
Bro, Summer Hikaru died. Man, it deserves its flowers. As creepy as the show was, it deserves its flowers. Toilet Bound don't know how they got up there. Fragrant Flowers still haven't watched it yet, so I don't know. Dandy, I think y'all would have been better off in a number three spot, but I mean y'all's last episode is kind of yeah. And let's
Your
see,
last episode was
Rascal
kind of
does
weird.
not exactly. Let's see, Rascal does not dream of Santa Claus. Yeah, didn't watch it. Don't care. Call it a night, bro. I think that's a little bit more of the same kind of creepiness and stuff that they got going on. Doctor Stone, bro. Doctor Stone at least needs to be number four, bro. The seasons and the things that they talk about are so like, bro, they are uplifting in their own way. Like, they are a testament to the engineering and science of mankind and what we have been able to achieve time and time again. The show really does not get enough credit. Sakamoto Days, like, okay. Honestly, I'm surprised they're not lower. The episode is good, the action is good, but now the story feels like they're kind of reaching in the realms and territories of more American style cartoons. So it's like, okay, what are y'all really doing? My Dress Up Darling, I don't even rewatching it as we speak, but we know it's a lovey-dovey tale. And then Grand Blue still not paying out with any attention. So yeah. So yeah, this has been Chris's comments.
Deon, what do you think about this chart? If you have any thoughts about it, because this chart seems kind of weird, nonetheless.
Well, honestly, if I'm being completely honest, like
Hmm.
100% honest, I'm proud of this chart. I'm proud of this chart.
Say what now? Okay,
Yeah, man.
okay, all right.
I'm proud of this chart. I mean, if you look at it, this is probably the most non crap added chart we've had in a while.
That's
Like, even if
actually
you're
kind of
not really liking these shows or don't know too much about these shows that are on here, they're still somewhat good and accredited shows. Grand Blue, Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus, which is basically Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Senpai. Remember that?
Oh yeah, yep. That's what
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Okay,
It's the
that's
same
what I
show.
thought.
It's like a second season.
Same show.
Um, the fragrant flower that blooms with dignity, bro. That's actually pretty freaking good. Call it a night. Good. Like, and those are just the ones that people will probably look at sideways. But the rest of them,
So I'm gonna ask this question. Then it's a weird question I'm gonna ask here. Are you telling me this is probably the most genuine chart we've got from Anime Corner in a long time? It's because most of these shows are actually genuinely good.
What's your
yeah.
point, Brandon? Huh?
And
What's
it
your point,
and
Brandon?
it's
Okay. So then on the flip side is coin. Then my question is, like I said before, there is over 70 shows on this list. Now my other flip side question, is that too many shows for a season?
no.
Absolutely not.
We've had
Okay.
120 show seasons.
We actually
Look
have.
at One Piece.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, this chart itself is well balanced, very well balanced between, you know, the type of shows that I will watch and the type of shows that, my kids will watch, and then the type of shows that, my lady friends will watch. But as far as it having to compete with the other 70 shows, I'm okay that these are on top. Even
Okay.
if I personally believe that some of the other ones are better, doesn't necessarily mean, I mean, I'm one opinion.
That's fair.
You know what
That's
I'm
fair.
saying? So I'm,
That's fair.
I'm not mad at that. Now, if it was, we've had some charts We've had some charts that's like trash from 1 to 10,
Yep.
and then
Yep, yep.
11 through 20 would be like, bro, what? Why are we not using these?
Yeah, these are all the bangers. These are all the things that
Yeah.
actually get it. Yeah.
So we've had some trash charts, so I'm actually proud of this one.
It feels like this season was so hyped up to the point where everybody was trying to get the summer season, and ultimately, good amount of stuff did, but some stuff fell to the wayside a little bit. But I think it's gonna be interesting. Like in the fall season, I do know we're getting like Grimace will retire. We're getting the final season of My Hero Academia. We're getting we're getting some big things. I'm kind of like, okay, but also the fall season is kind of weird because the fall season is usually our fall is like going into winter, getting colder, that kind of stuff. But also, it's usually the time where people don't watch a lot of stuff as much. So I don't know if this is going to be a lighter season, but comparatively, like this season was supposed to be that really heavy hitter, and we didn't get a lot of that. I think heavy hitting stuff as much, but we did get a lot of decent shows. So we got a lot of B to C grade shows that help the A ones out. Um, Chris, go through the other chart for me. I want to see how this goes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, from the chart, bro. So the good thing that again I like about this chart is that they incorporate even whatever comes out during the time period. So their number one on this list is a episode 0, Bond the Boundary of Adulthood. That's their number one.
Huh. I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now for number 2, My Dress Up Darling actually gets number 2. And it was their final episode of the season. Let's see. 3 is Secrets of the Silent Witch. 4, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. 5, Watanabe. 6, Call of the Night. 7, Dr. Stone. 8, Gaki Akita. 9, Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus. And 10, The Summer Hikaru Died.
Okay, so similarly across the board, about the same.
This is an interesting lineup, even between both of them.
Oh yeah, that's very interesting. So I'm guessing Secrets of Silent Witch is going for one more episode. Is that why it's 11?
Yep, because
Okay.
they'll tell you final when it's the last episode.
Same with the Fragrant Flowers. They have one more episode, most likely.
Gotcha. Keitha is actually continuing through the fall.
Through the fall. Okay, I figured that was the
Can
case.
is it just me, or is this kind of flipped on his head from the anime corner chart?
It flipped on its
Yep.
head. It's flipped on its head. It's flipped on its head. It's
Okay,
reversed.
just making sure that it's just me.
Yep.
But it's
They gave
funny
you
to me
basically
because
the same chart and flipped it. Yeah.
yeah, it's funny because Reddit's usually really interesting because they usually watch things in bulk. A lot of people like to watch things in bulk, or they'll watch multiple episodes and then by the time they caught up, it's like they've seen everything up to that point. Um,
Binging is awesome. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're fine. You're fine. It kind of makes sense now that I think like with something like Dan has a weird little ending. I know that Sakamoto has a weird little ending. Those kind of things are kind of interesting because you probably could binge the whole season and kind of still get the context, but the ending's still kind of off. But yeah, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of explaining
I
of
will
like
say personally, with Sakamoto days, binging it made it make more sense.
that's probably yeah, that's probably a good point. Like I think things like Sakamoto's Kaiju is a good example of that where you could probably binge and still get the story. Works better in your favor because it continues that you know the story through a line. Um,
Gotcha.
we'll
Keitha
see
can be
what
said the same too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see what the fall brings us and how the storytelling is going to be told. I think we're getting away slowly but surely. I think slowly we're getting away from the fact that you need to have action. Your first episode has some kind of action in it. Then the second episode you do story. Third episode you do story. Your next real action episode will feature a fourth episode, really. And it's kind of like we're getting away from showing action every episode. But at the same time, I think we're kind of getting back into the thing of like actually telling good stories. So we'll see how. The one I'm most interested in seeing is how My Hero's going to do it, because My Hero's weirdly, they say the final season with giant quotation marks, but I don't know what that's going to entail because we really haven't got to
It's
see
the
much of
final
that.
season. Then they're gonna have a new one.
Well, they're
Another
continuing on the other.
spinoff.
I know the others. The side, the spinoff show is going to still continue. We know that, but it's just kind of like how do you finish off the season, in a good bang. But yeah, we'll see how the next fall goes. But before we get to Lord of Mysteries, what would y'all grade of this? What would your grade be for the summer season? I'll start off for Deon for this.
Oh, man. My grade for the summer season. I give it a C plus.
Okay.
I give it a C plus. There's some stuff in there that I really, really enjoyed, but it wasn't enough. I find myself now towards the end of the summer season, kind of looking like, well, outside of the stuff that I kept up with all summer, what else am I gonna watch? Like I normally have my shows that I keep up with, and then when the season ends, I can go through and binge all the B tier and other stuff. But you don't have much of that.
Okay.
You don't have much stuff
Then,
now, and now we're about to get stuff that's gonna be continued from the previous season and seasons before that. So summer is kind of lackluster as far as that. Yeah, you get a
Hmm.
C plus.
Chris, what would you give the grade for the summer season?
Okay, so the summer season kind of let me down. I ain't even gonna front you. Like that, like besides Lord
Okay.
of Mysteries, which I would say was the highlight. Nothing else really caught my interest. And the really messed up thing is that none of these lists had Lord of Mysteries on there.
That's the other story I was going to bring up. I teased it last week. A lot of people were talking about, and I saw this a couple places. A lot of people were talking about did did Crunchyroll sabotage Lord of Mysteries where it wasn't gonna get its recognition? And I'm kind of
But
like,
but that doesn't make any
no.
sense though. If you have a show on your platform at all, why would you sabotage it?
That's why I
Because
First
thought
of
that's
it
all,
was gonna be
how could you sabotage it?
you couldn't.
right.
It's just interesting. Like they're not on any list I've seen. Like I think Quora doesn't have it. But the Reddit chart didn't have it. I think the other couple lists I know from like what I see on Twitter don't have it. So it's kind of like, what happened?
It didn't
The
get much
show
hype, so people probably aren't watching it.
and then it is a complicated watch. Like you have to really just pay attention and like watch.
And the story is very twisted, and it's religion
Yeah,
based.
yeah, very twisted, very twisted. Um, so what'd you give for an overall grade, Chris? I don't know if we missed you saying it.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna give it a D plus.
Oh, okay.
B is in boy or D is in David.
David
D,
isn't David.
D, you
Mm,
give D plus.
really?
Wow. Okay.
Even with
All right.
Gotcha Kita, Clevitus,
But I can't include Gotcha Kita because it's only halfway done.
but it's
Clementis was
still
good.
released in the summer.
Oh, okay, but it's not done.
And,
And
okay.
Clementis was another highlight, but that's only what 3 shows out of how many that came out this season?
70.
Windbreaker, Doctor
Bro, Windbreaker did not.
Stone.
Remember it was in summer?
Yeah, Windbreaker was summer. Doctor Stone was summer. I don't know if you watch Bye
Oh,
Bye Earth, but I
oh
like Bye
yeah.
Bye
Well, yeah, that's
Earth,
right.
Okay,
Teogonia.
Windbreaker.
Doctor Stone is just my favorite show, and I'm a fan. But still, I'm giving this season a D plus. Like I will acknowledge the effort of my favorite shows. Yes.
To Be Hero X.
Okay. I will say this. I'll say this, and you're bringing up some stuff. I agree with you, Deon, there. But I'll say this: I think this season got overhyped a little bit
There we
because
go.
everybody they wanted to throw everything at it and see what was going to happen. If it
Dragon
wasn't
Ball
for like Lord of
Daima.
Mysteries, if it wasn't for Lord of Mysteries, Dan, Kaiju number 8, Shield Hero, which I thought
Kaiju number 8. Dan, yeah.
which
Sakamoto
was pretty
days.
good. Talk about this. That's 5. I'll give you those 5. There's 5 in there that's actually pretty decent. Outside of that, like Call Knight's okay. Call Knight's good. I know Summer Hero that everybody was enjoying. Free Flower was good. Ultimately, if I had to give this a decent grade, I would probably give it like a B plus, like a B minus.
Are we counting like Fire Force and all of that stuff?
Technically, those were all spring season. Some shows y'all
Spring,
saying are spring season.
spring season. It was spring
And
season.
spring
Summer,
season was fire. Spring season
yeah.
was fire.
Wait, which ones am
That,
I saying that's spring season?
so like Fire Force is spring.
Fire Force is spring. Uh, what else
You
came
said
out?
more.
Windbreaker is also in the
Wind
spring.
But
spring. Yeah,
Windbreaker
Windbreaker
season
spring.
just ended. Their summer season. They had a summer season release.
No, they only had a 12 episode spring. I'm looking at it. They only went 12 episodes in the spring.
Right, but we're on episode 25.
They're
Did
not
they
saying that
continue?
they probably continue
They can,
season one.
yeah.
But
No,
that's
it's
what I'm saying.
season 2.
Oh, they split it. That's why. So the first season was 12, and they came back and they kept the numbering system. They didn't do
That's
the whole. Yeah, that's why.
then that
I
means I
remember
need to
why.
go back and watch it because
Yeah, they kept the numbering
Fire
system.
Force was also in the spring.
Okay. Okay. If technically, if you gave me the thing of like prime spring, because spring starts pretty much in March and goes up through June, and then you combine it with summer, then yes, then that number that letter is higher. The problem is spring is spring is the time people like to release stuff, and then this year was summer. We always have one season where they try to release everything and make it good. I think this season was just kind of with the summer, and it was kind of like, okay, y'all tried to hype this up, and now you're just kind of it lays flat a little bit.
So let me
There's
ask
about
you this: beginning after the end, just for clarity. That's spring.
Yes.
yes, that is spring. That is spring.
So Guilty Gear was spring.
Yep, go to your spring.
Okay, just making sure. Just making
No,
sure.
you're good. You're good. It's weird because the way the months rolled in each other, you could technically say that's part of summer. Summer
Yeah, because that
because
was like late June, early July.
early July, and then summer season starts in late July, goes through most September, almost
Okay,
September. So it's
okay.
like, yeah, I think this season's gonna be a B minus, but I think it's decent enough where you can go back and try to watch some stuff. I don't think you can watch back everything that B level shows are lower, but there's some things there. We'll see what ends up happening. But I think this fall season is going to really be kind of either a low or beat where the summer season was. I think the
We
fall
got
season actually
the
beats where the summer
Shield
season is because it's going to
Hero.
be a lot. That's this season.
Yo, can I raise my grade, bro?
Go ahead.
Sorry, cause I'm just looking, bro. Like we got the Water Magician, we got Shield Hero, like the Seventh Prince.
Oh, there's a lot there. There's a
Like,
lot there.
bro, it's a lot here, but it is still it. I guess I get what you're saying by it's overhyped. Cause yeah, it's a lot there, but it's also still feel like it's missing a lot. But when I go
Yeah,
back
there
and
you
I
go.
look at this, there's still a lot there.
There's a lot. There's a lot,
Bungo,
and that's
like
the thing.
there's still a lot there, bro.
There's a lot, and that's the thing. I think there's a lot there, but there's not this quality over substance or quality over quantity is not balanced right. Because there's a lot of quantity. There's a lot of quantity, but the quality of half some of the shows weren't that good. Because even S Rank is not great. Like S Rank's good as a show, but it's not something I would go back and watch again.
Ugly Mug Fighter, Vigilantes.
Yeah,
There's a lot, bro.
yeah. There's a lot there. There's a lot there.
Once Upon a Witch's
Um,
Death, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna get this season a B minus, bro.
yeah, that's why. That's why I said a B minus. I don't. I know there's a lot
Yeah,
there.
bro.
I
I
know there's a lot
agree. B
there.
B minus.
It's like it's not. It's not bad. It's just not. There's just not.
But I
The quality's
definitely
not
agree with you, Chris. It is overhyped.
Hmm.
But
very.
there
It,
is still a lot.
it
My
was like I
bad,
There's
bro.
said,
I
a.
like
didn't
I said,
cut
it
you
was
off. Go ahead.
lackluster. That's literally what I said. It was lackluster.
Yeah, like, but I didn't realize how much was here. Like, I'm looking through how much I've watched. I feel like I haven't watched a lot,
But you
but I'm
have.
looking through what I've
You have.
watched, and it's a lot, bro. And it was
It's a
all
lot.
fairly decent.
Yeah, fairly decent. Another thing that
Versus,
blew
I
out.
gave the spring season a good thing, and I'm looking, and I'm like, that's why I'm like trying to make sure these are all spring. I'm like, bro, it wasn't that many in spring.
Because everybody was baking on the summer to be that good. And usually it's your spring that's good. Your spring is usually the big thing.
I'm gonna have to give it to summer, bro. Now winter
Yeah.
gonna always be the deal for me. The beginning of the year gonna always be top hitters. Beginning and end of the year gonna
Fall.
always be top hitters for me
Well,
because
yeah.
that's when
Fall
Bleach
and
comes out.
winter are going to be your big hitters because they want to end the year on a high note and also start the year on a high note. Because you always want to do that. It's always kind of a guarantee. But also, it's kind of like your middle of the year is always kind of weird because they don't want to give you too much, but they try to.
But but I'm not too impressed with the fall shows right now.
No, that list is thick as ice.
I
Is
mean,
Chainsaw Man still coming in the fall?
the movie,
Movie is in
Not
theaters,
the
but it's
arc?
not coming to. No, just the movie.
I thought the arc was coming too. Okay.
I think it's just the movie. Um, we could go on this for a while, but we'll get into episode 9 of Lord of Mysteries. After watching episode 8, I will say this: I am wondering where the show's going now because I think they have episode 9. I think is going to start getting wild. Is what you told me, Chris? I think you told me. Um,
man.
and we're just going to do episode 9 tonight, and then we'll do one by one. Because I think doing one by one's actually been kind of helpful because we guys can think on them. But yeah, we're gonna go on episode 9, see where the story continues, and kind of see where they're gonna try to keep us engaged. See if they can keep us engaged, but also keep us with where the story's headed. Because I think that's the big thing. This back half of the episodes have done a good job keeping the story going ahead. So in a second, I will say 3, 2, 1, and then we're going. Gentlemen, you ready?
No.
There you go.
Okay, hold on. I can wait.
Sorry.
No worry.
Mm, y'all go ahead and then I'll just catch up. I've seen it already, so I can catch up.
Okay. All right. So 3, 2, 1, go. Wait, Chris, they've said there's 22 pathways. Have we only
Yep,
seen one then?
we've seen a few, but none of them very high ranked.
Everybody we've
Okay.
seen has there's Nightmare, there's the Seer,
Clown,
there's
the clown. Yeah.
the,
Okay.
well, the clown is part of the Seer, but then there's like the witch that we're chasing.
Yep. So we've
Yeah.
seen a few different
And
pathways.
all of
It's funny when he says pathways. I'm kind
all
of
of the
like
cops
we've
have different ones.
different ones. Okay. And we're just following our main character throughout secret sequence. He's on 9, right?
Yeah,
But he's on the first one.
8 now.
8. Oh yeah, 8 now. That's right.
Clown was 8. Wait, did we make it there or did I just snick?
Yeah, yeah, you're a little bit ahead. Like he completed sequence 9, but he had to start at sequence 8.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I said. He
okay.
completed 9. He completed 9. We're heading into 8. That's what I figured. Because
Okay.
he finally became a seeker, a full seeker at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of creepy.
every power, every person's different power, the beyond their abilities, there are pathways.
Who are you? By the way, you walked in. You got in there. 2 years. Jeez.
Mm.
So the church think he's progressing too fast. He could be a threat. That's kind of scary. What the? Oh, Chris. So why do they go through all that stuff to figure out he was still good?
Because they don't trust nobody that advance so quick. Like, bro, if it's how can I explain this? If you saw me write a symphony in 2 days, right?
Hmm.
And then somebody else comes and write a better symphony in 2 hours. Wouldn't you look at them crazy?
A little bit. Yeah.
That's
Not
basically
having the,
basically what they
not having
doing.
the experience. Okay. Okay. It's interesting because I think wouldn't you've already had looked at him kind of weird because he already had got to so high a level just going on a couple missions.
But that's
So
the point. He the Flash now, huh?
Pretty much. That's kind of funny. Oh, yeah, I forget the clown could do this. Yeah, I forgot about that. Wait. One minute this man was coughing, the next minute he's about to pay for dinner.
We've all seen this episode, Brandon.
What? Okay. All right. I'm confused. I'm surprisingly worried 'cause I don't think the old man's living, but I don't know.
It's music, though.
Hmm?
It's music.
Something's off. Oh, he's not there. Oh, that's not fine. I like how they did this, but it looks amazing.
The graphics of this show have not faltered once.
No, no way at all.
What is your timestamp?
2302, 03, 04,
Okay.
05,
hmm
6. Why? Why would he try to attempt to do it to bring back his dead wife?
Basically, because he was lonely.
Old or lonely?
Both.
Okay. He's gone nuts.
Yep.
Clive, just shoot him. Just shoot him.
Yeah, he's lost himself.
He's lost it so much. He's just gone like out of it. Jeez.
Yep.
I like how calm she is as they run by.
Mm.
It's funny to me, like the way they're all calm right now, because like you're one of your best men, and one of your best friends is gone mad.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to say too much till it happens, but yeah. They are out cold for this though, because that's the
My,
first one we've seen that really didn't lose control.
no, he was generally just trying to bring back his wife and let
But
people
they,
be.
but they couldn't let him be free of because of the consequences.
Yeah, he still was
Correct.
cursed, but
Mm,
the rest of them were still friends. They were easy to kill because they were monsters.
right.
And that's the end of episode 9. I will say this. This is probably one of the few episodes where I'm like, this is the most heartfelt, but also total parallels to each other on both sides. In the sense that we had Clive Sequence 8 interrogation, but also starting Sequence 8, and then O'Neill trying to do something sweet to bring back his lovely wife, but then ends up going mad because of it. Yeah, that's a good thing. I think we're only watching one episode tonight. Um, Chris, what would you give episode 9 for a rating? What's your thoughts about this episode?
Bro, this episode gets a 9. This was out dang near a masterpiece the entire episode, bro. Like from visually, the story, it was like, bro, you saw the rise and fall of somebody who seemed untouchable to me at first, and it's like, wow, this episode is gonna get a 9.
Deon, what was your thoughts about this episode, and what would you give episode 9 for a rating?
I knew Chris was going to rate it a 9. Soon as you said, "What are you going to rate this?" I said, "Episode 9 gets a 9," and he said, "I give it a 9." I knew it. I knew it because he's right. It's a masterpiece in its own right, especially coming off of the last episode where we see him defy his being by taking a life. He's not supposed to commit harm, so we see him become this monster without even realizing it. So not only are we watching this masterpiece unfold, but now we're forced to go back and recall things from past
Mm-hmm.
episodes. And I love when they do that without having to show us stuff. You don't have to, if it's good, you don't have to remind me. I'm going to remember. So I love that they did that, man. And the
Yep.
only thing that's even stopping this episode from getting a 10 is probably the fluidness of things. It's
Mm,
still a little choppy at parts, but I mean, I can even possibly even overlook that. But this particular episode made this show. Like
Yep.
right before I was getting to a point where I'm like, maybe I don't need to watch this show anymore. I watched this episode and I was like, yeah, I need to finish this shit.
And from here, the show just takes off, like for real.
I can believe it. I can believe it. Um, I have to agree with you. I have to agree with both of y'all. This gets 9. This is probably the best episode. This is the
This is
best
the
episode.
first show, first episode we just giving straight 9s to. I'm sorry.
Oh no, yeah. Just think about that for a second.
This
And
is
I
the
love
first
the
one
little.
we've all agreed on.
You're right.
That's also true. But the small detail, the piano. We've heard that piano 3 times. End of episode 8, the beginning of episode 9, and the end of episode 9. And it's the same sad piano music every single time. It's a detail that they leave in there. That's beautiful. And you saw the detention of O'Neill kind of changing. And that point kind of really hits home in episode 9. I can't give the show but the praise it deserved, because I think even though this show is deep, it does it in the right way. And that's the big thing about it. And it just makes it, the visuals and everything makes it fun. Next week, we're going to do episode 123 of the Anime Dojo. We're going to watch episode 10 of Lord of Mysteries. And then we'll kind of talk about the fall, because that should be fully coming out as of next week as well. But keep on this journey with us. We'll finish out the show, and we'll kind of give our final thoughts after we fully finish it, because it's worth that. If you haven't started it, start it. It's worth a watch. This will go up on Spotify after process. It will go up YouTube on Thursday. I do thank Chris and Deon for joining me. Thank you for watching. Hope you did enjoy. Hope for next time. See ya.
Peace.
Peace.